Alright, guys. Sidestorm Gaming's Max Packs on the bottom left side of the map. It's the semi-finals of the Monday Night Weeklies. And what is this? He's gone across for a very quick proxy. But wait, aren't you meant to build a gate at home with this build? Or is he going to go 2-gate? He's up against Clem, guys. Top right side of the map is Team Liquid's Clem going Barracks Gas. And he's going to proxy a second Barracks. Wait, oh, this is... Oh, it's old school. He's doing the Max Packs build. Pylon into gate on the other side. Oh, he's Max Paxing him. And he goes in for the Proboras now. Clem's going to go eBay block, but there is no intention of building a Nexus for a little while. I think Max Pax will just calmly take his third base while hitting you with 2 Zealots and then a Stalker. Oh, man, this is crazy. I'm sad Cyril's not playing so much. I love seeing his play. Well, yeah, it's just Cyril's always been like that. He is a very strategic gamer. He doesn't like to just reveal all of his strategies. He only plays the big tournaments, guys. It's the way it is. It used to be Maru, Cyril, Rogue with the 3 guys you could not get to sign up for less than minimum $5,000, usually $10,000. Guys like Clem, Max Packs, they play everything. Luckily, we've had a lot of Solar recently, a little bit of Rainer sprinkled in some of the more regular matches like the TLMC. Lots of Solar in the weekly cups has been fantastic to watch because he's been doing really well. So I'm really happy we've had an abundance of Zerg, and especially Zerg versus Terran games, which it felt like was so rare for a little while there. So guys, you can see 2 Zealots get chronoed. Now, obviously, Clem still hasn't scouted. He has no idea. Luckily, he built his command center on the high ground. He needs to get away from that low ground right now, man. Max Pax should not show the Zealots. Actually, if he went right now, he could kill this depot before it finished. Oh, but he's waiting too long until the Stalker's hit. He's going to proxy Robo. He's 1 base all in. Clem's like, whoa, what's happening, bro? Is this, oh my God, Max Pax is full cheesing. He gets up the ramp. Clem. Holy crap, Clem just made a Gold League mistake. He didn't raise the depot in time. You guys know what I say, 22-year-old Frenchmen don't often have trouble getting it up, but in this case he did, and that is a rare, shocking problem for Clem. He does have a reactor finish, so he can build 2 Marines at a time, but he's got to pull those away from the Stalker, away from the Stalker! You can't be losing them to the Stalker, mate! He needs to keep building the bunker as well. He's already lost 1 Marine. Clem is panicking right now. Clem could be microing a little bit better than this. He's going to lose like 6 SCVs, and the Stalkers are there on the front. Oh, he goes for the drill! Max Pack's not watching! He lets his Stalkers get surrounded, or at least one of them. But it doesn't matter because Clem lowers the depot, which lets the Stalker escape, and Clem rage quits the game, which, to be fair, he's pretty dead. How long did he have to react there, guys? Or where was his camera when that depot didn't rise? Let's watch this from Clem's point of view. He's looking at his SCV. He's like, what's going on in this video game? It should happen any moment now. Should be about now, right? This is actual game time, guys. He's built the factory. He's building the command center. Starts a bunker. He knows something's up. And then there's a red dot on the minimap, and he's just staring at his SCV. He's not used to this map. And he looks back, and he realized he just crapped the bed. There's no other explanation. He just crapped the bed, guys. He knew something was up. He left the depot down. If you're going to do that, your eyes have to be glancing at that minimap every second to check. If you're a low-level player, you just raise the depot and have the Marine on the back to begin with. He's not used to making mistakes like that, but Clem, big mistake, puts him in big trouble. All right, guys, well, he's going to have to shake that one off. There's only a best of 3 in this semi-final, remember, so it's a bit of a disaster. If Clem just, like, loses now, like a 10-minute normal game, and then it's like, oh, I'm out 2-0, but it does happen, man. Even the gods make mistakes, Clem. Making a mistake that resonates with most Terran players. This is, of course, Old Republic, guys. It's the map where they've got the Nazca lines everywhere. I mean, these aren't really Nazca lines, but I don't know. They look inspired by Nazca lines, these patterns. I love them. I like them a lot. They're very cool. You've also got to realize this is the map with the purple crystals next to the purple pool of magic mysticism with this beautiful fountain. There's also pink little fireflies floating around. It's kind of beautiful. One of my favorite maps aesthetically, the Old Republic. A map that does reminisce. A lot of players kind of think of Cloud Kingdom when they see this map. We are going to see a Barracks Gas build. Nothing crazy for Clem. Looks like a 1-Rax expand. Max Pax scouts a proxy after Gateway and then heads across. This map does have Lyotes on it, by the way, guys. It's kind of like a dog with a weird head. You can see, look at this. There's this beautiful golden tree. I just love this little feature on this map. More maps need beautiful little features like that, guys. Makes me happy every time I see it. There are some nice banners on either side of the base as well. Not sure what the symbol is. It's kind of like a sword with a snake wrapped around it almost, a little bit. Alright, probe blocks the expansion. MaxPax being as annoying as he can. The command center does get delayed about 3 or 4 seconds. And the probe pulls out. And we should be seeing, yep, second pylon into second gas. Should be seeing an adept chrono boosted as soon as that core's done. He could go Stalker since there's no ramp here. The ramp is a bit further away. But it would be more standard to go adept. Only costs 25 gas. And there we go, chrono boost. Reaper's heading forwards. It's Marine into Factory. Usually you use this SCV after the second Deeper to build the bunker. And then the second gas should go down just before the Reaper enters the base. I mean, this is a pretty big map, so maybe a few seconds before. Second gas goes down. Stock standard build for Clem. No SCV Scout. He could be safer by doing SCV Scout, but he only really does that if he's super paranoid about cheese. Oh, Reaper jumps in. Very nicely done. Hey, all right, let's see what he can get going. Oh, can he get it? All right, gets a probe kill. Nice. Yeah, pull on out of there. Twilight Council as well. Hey, Pig, do you expect any surprise pros to go to the Stellar Fest open bracket in Ottawa? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if they've got it published, but I'm sure some people will show up. I'm not sure. Are Lambo and Harston playing? Because I know they're coming to, like, commentate, analyze, but it'd be cool if they let them play as well, and then, like, commentate, analyze in between their games, kind of do it like Home Story Cup style. I'm not really sure if they're doing that or not. Well, I'm looking forward to commentating. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coming to Canada in about a week. Just over that. Damn, it's actually sooner than I realized. You guys need to all sub to Pig so he can get $5,000 or $10,000 tournaments to actually lure Cyril into playing games. Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you guys just subscribe, I can make another Pig Fest. Actually, we will probably host another Pig Fest sometime in the next few months, I think. That was one SCV, one Marine. Can he get another Marine? Not quite. Does shade out. Nice pullback, but of course the Reaper's there with the punish. Oh, he's hiding the Cyclone. Oh, Clem hides the Cyclone. He doesn't want him to know about it. Very cute, very cute. He's like, yeah, I don't want you to know that I've built that unit. Why give you free information? It's 3 barracks factory. Oh, juicy. You know what? He's going to make an observer. And if he spots it and scans it with a Cyclone or Marines and kills the first observer, he doesn't even go observer, he goes Warp Prism. So Max is going to have no idea this is a 3 racks bio tank push. It's going to be Marines, Marauders, and Siege Tanks, probably a bunch of SCVs. Usually hits you at about 5.5 minutes before you can possibly have Storm. The Lyot might give him warning there. The Cyclone runs away, afraid of the barking Lyot. It is a 2-base 3-gate? Yeah, 3-gate. He's going to go 4th gas. But Max's so defensive because he's like, there could be a drop coming. He doesn't know there's a Cyclone. He doesn't know there's no starport. This build cuts the starport. Every stim is like, it's no road back from it. The problem for Clem is how do you move across the map with this? Sometimes you sneak this army outside, wait for the prison pressure to come in, and then you come in from behind to try and punish it. Oh, that was a pretty cute grenade, but Blink is better than having cute grenades. And it looks like Clem's actually going to transition into a more normal game. And I say that because he's chilling at home. He didn't try to sneak out before the Stalkers got control. He's just chilling. He's added an engineering bay. The starport now goes down. I wouldn't be surprised to see that factory lift off and build a reactor for it. Marine Marauder Cyclone in the main. Oh, the Cyclone going down is a bit nasty, man. I mean, at least he gets a Stalker kill for it, but losing that Cyclone, a bit unnecessary and unforced error there. And there we go. We see that swap I was talking about. 3 siege tanks are out. Now he's swapping to build a reactor, and we should see +1 weapons coming in once he has the money. You can see Clem has 100. Combat shields and concussive starts first, though. Usually +1's a bit more important. There we go. Fixes that. 3rd Nexus halfway done, as well as Storm just now beginning for MaxPax. He's got control over this game. He's also got a cheeky boy in the back door. That's right, guys. Cheeky little observer back here, perving from the back of his base, having a sneaky look around, seeing everything that's going on. I heard Australians use Canadians as an insult, like idiot. Nah, that's fake news, dog. In the UK, they might call someone a Burke for an idiot. Trying to think, what's the Australian version of Burke, guys? Any Aussies in the chat or comments? Like, what are some of our unique words for, oh, I don't know, you could call someone a dingo. Dingo is kind of like idiot. We've got a few. Not many of them coming to mind right now. I'm not the most Australian in my slang, to be fair. Literally never used sanger my entire childhood or teenage years. Heard about sanger for sandwich as an adult. I use that one now because I love it. That's a fun one. No one around where I grew up ever called a sandwich a sanger. And now I even call sandwiching someone in StarCraft a sanger. Oh, he gets the prism! No, he doesn't quite get it! Oh, that prism barely escapes. Here we go, guys. Marine Marauder tank down south. He's pushing back. Can he get some? He tried to split fire there, but got to actually, yeah, just gets one Stalk. He's got to be careful of Storm. Oh, Storm's going to be big. Storm's going to be big. The Zealot drop goes back in. The Zealots are trading on those Marines. Oh, he loses a tank. Dude, he can't stand and fight. He's got to just pick up the tanks and run with his tanks between his legs. See, most people run with their tail between their legs like a scared dog, but of course the medevac has to pick up those tanks, get them out of there. The Observer's seeing everything. Max is all over this game. The tanks get a good volley off. Finally, he gets a good engage, but of course, Zealot Archon's getting ready right now. Max has +1 on the way. His 4th base is building. He's in a really, really good spot. Oh, this is weird, man. Ghost Academy, start it up. It just feels like with the Storm, and now, yeah, great play. Max drops the Robobay. He doesn't screw around. This is where Hero or someone might be like, I can kill you. Let's go for it. Max is like, yeah, I might be able to kill you. How about I just contain you? Zealot drop waiting to re-enter the main. To be fair, Clem's prepared for it. Spreading his bio mine across the front. And Max is like, dude, I've got map control. Good luck pushing through my Psy Storm. I got a second Forge and a Robobay on the way. He blinks in, does eat some big Widow mines. I don't know if this is a good play. Oh, the Storms do land decently. Got to be careful about walking into those Storms. Clem, you have to either move through it quickly or pull back quickly. You cannot stand in the Storm. A lot of players' muscle memory against Protoss is to sit in the Storm. You think, oh, it's already been going for 2 seconds. There's only 1 second left. It's about to expire. That's not how it works anymore. He does go for a Doom drop. Triple drop goes out left. Observer. Will it see it? If he sees this army and sees how small it is, it's going to tell Max what he needs to know. We're on Max camera. He hasn't seen the army yet. Like, he sees it. He should know. Immediate EMP goes down, but he should know about it. And luckily for him, his Zealot run by spots this. Even though he loses 2 Zealots, that's good for him to at least know what's happening. Double eBay Armory coming in. I said Max, you know, Hero might get overeager and attack there. Max immediately did what Hero would have done, but he didn't commit as much to it. Hero might have killed him there because Hero would have been all in. Max was like, oh, I think I could pick up some units, and he actually took a rather bad trade. He's now down 2,000 in the resources lost, which is a big problem, man. Drongo would be a good one. Sorry, guys. I forgot Drongo is probably our best word for idiot. That's the most common Australian one. If you call someone a Drongo, I think maybe I was thinking a Drongo. I mean, you could call someone a dingo, but that's pretty rare. I think Drongo is our favorite word for idiot. Now, we'd never call someone a Canadian. We like Canadians. Canadians are basically Australians that had the misfortune of having to live next to Americans. So they like do all these dumb things. Like sometimes they use American measurements rather than, you know, metric where they should, and sometimes they just get confused by simple concepts like roundabouts and stuff. So you guys are basically our people, you know, Commonwealth servants who still have royalty from a different country on our money for God knows why. It's like, you know, we have camaraderie. Command center's floating down. 2-2s on the way. We've got 2 Colossus building. That'll bring him up to 4. We have seen Clem struggle with the maxed out Ghost Army in the past. However, I spoke to Clem about this and I was like, you know, what's going on? I've seen some series you're getting wrecked, some you're wrecking. You think you're finally getting a handle on this patch. And you know what Clem said to me? He said, yeah, you know, I think you just want to rush to late game. And he said, like, you know, this was like maybe a week ago when he said this to me. He's like, I just think if you just quickly, confidently go to late game with the 2 supply ghosts and like, you know, once 2 Starport Viking for Colossus or Libs and whatever, he was like, you know, I think you can just handle it, but like you need to really have a lot of stuff for that stage in the game. He said Storm's surprisingly good. It's hard to actually like get through the Psy Storm to kill them, but you can actually macro really well. It's hard for them to push in and kill you, especially with that reduced Storm cast range. You just need to make sure you're not too outgunned in the late game. And right now, I gotta say, 6 Vikings to 4 Colossus is pretty outgunned, guys. He's got 2 Starports with reactors. Desperately needs to get to like 9-10 Vikings, and then the Colossus aren't as big of a threat. Also, that's very scary. Those 2 High Templar represent a very real threat. Luckily, he's got a tank, a Widowmine, and a bunker, though. Just good defense on that side. Oh! Oh, we got a High Templar! Oh, we got 2! 2 High Templar! Full energy boys as well! Oh, 007. All right, guys, that's James Bond right there. James Bond gets in, gets out. Well done, dude. Very well played. +1 air weapons is on the way. +3/2 for Protoss ground upgrades, while 3/3 is about to start. Fusion Core is starting only after a 3rd starport. I don't know why you would start a 3rd starport before Fusion Core. Do you really need to build 6 air units at a time? I guess so. He also has 5 command centers on the way, so I think Clem is embracing the turtle here on Old Republic. All right, guys. The Canadians and Australians are arguing about the length of something right now in the chat, and someone said 6 inches is 18 centimeters. No, I think it's 15, guys. 2.54 centimeters per inch, guys. Come on. Everyone should know how much 6 inches is. Come on. Haven't you guys ever been to Subway? Anyways, Zealot's going into the main base. Nice warp in there. We've got the Liberator sieging up. Max, he's chipping at him, but he's not really doing big damage. He's like, his main army... Oh, he catches a ghost. That's nicely done. If he was actually in a position to hit with his main army at the same time, I'd love this sort of distraction. But in isolation, I always look at that sort of move and I go, I mean, it's okay. It's nothing special, though. Oh, does get the feedback, thereby denying the snipe that had already been channeled. But his buddy gets revenge. Well done. Still lots of Storm up north. Feedback on the ghost. Very well done. I like that Protoss players are getting better at using feedback at the moment. That's really nice to see. I love how everyone's 6 inches, but for some guys it's 11 centimeters and for some it's 18. Welcome to Twitch chat. It's the dumbest conversation I've ever seen. Advanced Ballistics has started up. 3/3 references there. +2 ship weapons is a real power spike because Stalkers only have 80 hit points, so if you EMP their shields... Oh, hold on. Feedbacks! He goes for the Storm and gets a couple of feedbacks as well. Very well done. Really nicely played there by Max. As I was going to say, he needs more he needs an Oracle. He actually needs an Oracle to start revelating these ghosts. He's got Observer movement speed, which is great, but it's the Cloak Ghosts are really, really annoying for him. As I said, though, +2 ship weapons means the Libs can one-shot these 80 hit point Stalkers after they're EMP'd, which means Stalkers become atrocious at fighting into Liberator Ghosts. Like, they're actually garbage units at a certain point in the game. Cannon's trying to defend it. No Psy Storm because of the EMPs, but he could energy recharge that High Templar, and he could sandwich this force. Clem's got to be a little careful here. Oh, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Pull back, let yourself heal up a little bit. Prism flies in again. Gonna warp in a few Zealots. He doesn't have much supply free. The Liberator could kill that, and indeed he will very slowly kill that Warp Prism by the looks of it. Clem's entire air army flying back. This is going to allow Max Pax to take position in the center of the map. Who is better in the end game, man? I mean, it does seem like Clem is chucking a Beyond. You guys know how Beyond hates late game, but then sometimes he feels like he has to do it, and he becomes like an actual top 3 late game player. He just gets impatient and then throws his army away sometimes. Clem's kind of like that, except I think even more patient than Beyond. When Clem decides to actually play late game and stop just clicking with his important thing and shoving his units into the meat grinder, he's so good at his control. And it is a lot of little bits of micro in the late game, right? Like, it is the same skill set that makes Clem the greatest skill Terran of all time. He's nowhere near the greatest achievements of the greatest Terrans, but, you know, when you look at his speed, his mechanics, his multitasking, it's hard to say that anyone is ever close to Clem, especially when he's attacking. But he's gotten better at defending as well. Doesn't mean he's a better player than Maru. Doesn't mean he has a better legacy than Maru. I do think he's probably better than Maru by quite a bit these days, but I think if you're looking at a version of Maru with a serious shoulder injury that's impinging his play to various degrees, and you're looking at a Clem in his prime. So not the fairest comparison. Took 2018 Maru, 2019 maybe. Might be a different story. Good recall to defend this base. This one's going to be a bit of a standoff for a while, guys. Mass Command Center is coming in. He is building nukes. Triple Ghost Academy nuke is always a good idea. Nukes, you know, doesn't cost you any supply. It does cost only 100, and your Ghost has to channel it, but you can go and throw that nuke from far away and just kind of zone your opponent. You can also start doing what I love, my favorite nuke, guys. What you do is you run to the corner and you nuke here, because your opponent will get the nuclear launch detected sound and they won't be able to find the red dot. And they freak the F out. I tell you, nothing raises your friggin' stress levels like someone nuking the corner of the map randomly, repeatedly. It is actually like the dirtiest mind game you can play in StarCraft is nuking somewhere that makes zero sense. It's the kind of negative 69 IQ move that's actually good. Nukes are going to come in on the base. This is a bit more standard. You see Clem's playing logical StarCraft. That one doesn't come down. Nice cancels. Good cancels. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't realize he canceled his nuke. Oh my gosh. I thought he was just stimming into his own nuke, but he cancelled it, guys. Nice move for Clem. Oh, he gets caught on the left, though. Does lose a bunch of units. He's got to run home. Remember, these ghosts have 125 hit points now. Colossus is still good against them, but nothing else is as good as they used to be. He's going to pull back on that right side. Not many libs there. His planetary is very vulnerable. He's going to try and siege some libs. Tempest can chip at that, though. Does eat a few big EMPs, but the High Templar mostly survive. Every time a ghost goes down, that's a real problem. Nice storm. Juicy storms. And, oh, Clem does clean up this army as well. Dude, it feels like Clem's pinned back up here. He's got to bring his reinforcements. The fact that he's keeping the planetary alive and he got a full nexus, so far the trading is fine for him. Units lost tab is like 4,000 in his favor. The Tempests aren't really doing that much. There's 4 of them. They don't have the building armor upgrade. He doesn't have +3 air attack just yet. It's on the way. But dude, the number of times I've seen players go Tempest in late game and just forget that upgrade. It's so important for busting planetaries and the like. If you get 8 Tempests, they do 80 damage a shot, guys. I'm not good at numbers, but I think 8 times 8 is something like 64, which is like 640 damage a volley. Against a 1500 hit point structure, you kill it in 3 shots. It's really good. And maybe you don't want to go for a full 8 Tempest, but even with 5 or 6, it's a big increase to that damage. Tectonic Destabilizers, good upgrade. Pro gamers, please stop forgetting to build it. Gets a Viking. That's what you want to do with these Tempests. Kill a Viking, pull back. Now, one of the things is Tempest did get nerfed in this matchup last match. They got buffed in that they went from 5 supply down to 4, but they also lost 1 anti-air range. And anti-air range is everything when it comes to picking off Vikings and libs. So I really think losing that range makes a big difference because you want to outrange these Vikings. You want to shoot them, pull back, shoot them, pull back. He's got a High Templar there. Nice zoning storm, but great spreadies here for Clem. Clem using his mobility so nicely. Recall tries to come in. Oh, the recall does finish. He's got a few stalkers. Max could maybe blink after this and hunt some of the units down. He's going to get a few of the Ghosts and Marauders. Does Clem counter push? Nope. Clem brings his own whole army. 21 Vikings, 5 libs, 10 Ghosts. That's too many Vikings. I understand he wants them for the Colossus and the Tempest and the Mothership. That is a lot of Vikings, and a few good storms landing on those could be devastating. Ooh, nice planetary snipe there for the Protoss player. 8 times 8 equals 88. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, my apologies. I forgot. I haven't quite graduated my Teriology class yet. Oh, Mothership goes down. 8 plus 8 has to be 88. 8 times 8. Yeah, of course, because of multiplication. Sorry, guys. Terrence Howard truly is the GOAT. Mothership's going to get taken out there. The Ghost coming in. That's a big snipe. But it is just the Mothership. There's still a few High Templar in the mix. Where are they? I'm not quite sure. He's going to have to bring those over. If he could get a flanking storm or some feedbacks on this, it could be massive. The Vikings coming forward. There is a sentry available. He's going to need to Guardian Shield and just go at some point, I think, is Max. He's got these High Templar rallying in. He's got Archon and the Stalker coming from the north. Clem's micro is insane. His stutter set, look at that. And he cloaks. There is he walked too close to the cannon. I was going to say, is there an observer? There are 2 observers. One is in the army. He's also going to nuke this position, is Clem. He's trying to force Maxpax into engaging him. Maxpax goes man mode and says, yeah, you want to force me to do what now? Oh, the flanking storm! The army chasing down the Terran! But all the air units get hammered by the Vikings. If those Vikings can escape, I think this is a good success for Clem. And he keeps a ball of Ghosts alive as well. Still 5,000 ahead in the units lost tab, sees the observer, scans that bad boy down. And remember, guys, he's got the Iron Bank. He's got 12 orbitals. Generally, when you're playing against Terran, Terran is the best end game race in all of StarCraft. The reason I specify end game rather than late game is you need 12 orbitals. Do you know how long it takes to build 12 orbitals? Forever. Generally, your job as a Zerg or a Protoss, if you're going to late game against Terran, is to do damage while they're building those orbitals. Once they have all those orbitals and 6-7 bases covered in planetaries and turrets and sensor towers, you done goofed. You know, people always say, how do I counter mass carrier? And you're always like, go kill them before they get it. People get mad when you say that. That really is a big part of StarCraft. And, you know, there's a massive window. Oh, nice nuke. Before 12 command centers get up, the MaxPax was not able to get much done there. He's finally making the Tempest building damage upgrade, but nice snipes, dude. Clem's Ghost Viking Lib Micro is so good. Now, MaxPax has a bigger bank, and that's why he could have drowned him in mass gateway. He's only got 12 gateways. He could have maybe gone for 26 gateways and just warped in massive rounds of units to overwhelm as well. Like fights like whenever Clem came out in that bottom right, if he warped in 20 zealots behind him, it might have been game over, right? And that's the sort of thing you could do. But MaxPax hasn't been able to leverage that. He's not trading too badly. So if he could mine like all these middle bases out, it's checkmate, but he hasn't. He never took these bases early. He never transferred workers forward because MaxPax has never had to play that style. You guys remember 2021, maybe 2022 to 2024 was 2 years of me shouting at pro gamers in every cast saying, take the corners, the Terran's turtling to late game. You know he's turtling to Ghost and Planetary. You got to mine the corners. And no Zerg would do it for 2 years. And my YouTube comments was people going, stop telling pro gamers what to do. And I was like, what if they're dumb and they're doing the dumb thing and I'm telling them the right thing that will win the game? People were like, how can you be so cocky while being so bad at being a StarCraft player? And I was like, because I'm right. People hated me for it. They got so angry at me. And I was like, guys, if I wasn't right, I wouldn't say it. I'm sorry, but like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. When pro players miss an important thing in a strategic situation, I'm going to harp on about it. And after a few years, Raynor, Cyril, all the best guys started doing it every game. And they started crushing Terrans in late game because they were mining 20,000 more resources than them. And that's something, if MaxPax runs into Clem doing this again, he takes those corners at 15 minutes, 13 minutes, 12 minutes, whenever. He's so far ahead in the resource game. And look, he's already so far ahead. The problem is, Clem's going to be mining out slower. And his bank will catch up if MaxPax can't secure those corners. And right now, Clem is being a D-bag with the nukes, which is... I know some of you don't understand competitive games. D-bag means you're playing good. If you're annoying your opponent in StarCraft, you're playing the strategy game very well. If in Warfare your opponent doesn't like what you're doing and they think it's stupid and mean and crap, that you're winning. Keep doing it. There's going to be so many comments getting angry at me for the dumb rant. Oh, nice storm. That's what MaxPax needs more of, but I think he needs a few High Templar off control group. Just in reserve. He's not really got any reserve Templar, does he? No, they're all on control group right now. Which means he's always in danger of them getting EMP'd, man. He's only got like 2 reserve Templar. I think if he had like 6 or 8 High Templar in, maybe. Look at that, EMP's landing. Dude, nuke coming down. Viking Lib Ghost goes forward. The nuke, you gotta watch out for the nuke as well. The nuke will come down if you're not careful. The Libs, will they get out of there in time? I think one of them will get clipped by this nuke. Yeah, they all got clipped. One of them does die. But it does push back MaxPax from this base, and Clem can start bullying now. He's 10,000. 10,000 resources more efficient. Remember, Ghost's also 125 hit points. It's just so good now, man. You don't really want to have many Colossus in this game, and it's often your Colossus are shooting Marauders instead of Ghosts. It's just, as it gets to the late game, it's hard to have those. That 25 hit points on the Ghost is really big. Recall. Army from the south gets recalled to the north. Planetary Fortress. Ayo! Nice cloaking field comes in. Planetary Fortress goes down. Stalkers blink north. Sensor towers and gases will go down. Beautiful reposition for MaxPax. Does put Clem's economy not that low, high, sorry, in terms of workers. But remember, with 13 orbital command centers, you don't need that many workers. This man can drop mules for days. Oh, no planetary guarding his production. That's fun. Zealots kind of run straight up the ramp. Interesting. Good EMP on the High Templar. Of course, it does land a storm. Ooh, nice little counterattack. That is a slow warp-in pylon. That's not the pylon you want. It's going to recall to defend this bottom right side. Clem's not watching. Uh-oh. And that means not only does he lose 3 ghosts, a bunch of marauders, he's also going to lose the command center. Dude, there's something about watching those marauder bodies go flying that's so fun. Clem's not dealt with this either. Uh-oh. Clem getting a little bit excited right now, guys. He's getting a wee bit excited. Does finally clean up the zealots on his production. Now the command center in danger. You don't want to let all these orbitals go down. I mean, Clem's trading better, but a few thousand resources just swung back in MaxPax's favor. There's still Stalkers in the army. I'd say Stalkers are the closest thing to garbage you could have at this stage. I don't know if the Mothership's good as well. I always feel like the Mothership with recall should be good, but I'm never quite sure. Oh, are we going to recall? Looks like she's going to recall an army up north. I don't think you've got a Nexus recall available for another minute, though. You really can't risk that maneuver unless you've got the Nexus recall to pull out. Oh, he's going to recall here just to try and snipe an orbital. Okay, he's just going to do a zoning maneuver. Not a bad move. Good zoning storm. Great storm on those libs. Does take some big lib shots. Oh, he lands another storm. Okay, the bio coming forward. The bio coming forward. Trying to chase him down is Clem. Very hard to chase through psi storms and the like. I don't know if there's any more High Templar in reserve. And that's the thing, is once the Terran starts chasing, no storm in reserve is always dangerous. Ooh, okay. Carrier comes out. He's trying to go carriers now. I mean, that would have been good if he got rid of all the Vikings first. There's 24 Vikings. Oh, man. Clem is on the warpath. MaxPax still has a huge bank, but the trading is astronomically bad for Max. Good for Terran. Good for Clem. Clem's Viking Ghost is a force to be reckoned with. Oh, Vikings also are 25 minerals cheaper now for God knows why, guys. Right? So in the long run, that does lead to a lot more efficiency for Terran, doesn't it? And it stacks up. It does stack up, right? He's lost 28 Vikings this game. Let's divide that by 4, you know? That's, those 700 minerals that he saved. Not to mention these 20. He saved like 1,500 minerals on Vikings this game, which is pretty big. So there are a few things. The Ghost being a bit better. Now, to be fair, some people would say range libs are worse because they don't have the full vision, but they do siege a lot quicker, so they respond a bit quicker. I would argue once you have mass scan and the super endgame, Terran's even better, right? Because you could argue Storm is lower cast range and lower damage per second. So even though, yes, it zones a bit more, if you've got lots of ghosts and libs and stuff, I think, yeah, the ghosts are better. This is interesting. I hadn't thought of this because I haven't really seen an endgame until now. But it's interesting to see this endgame. I think Clem might have already been better in endgame than MaxPax. SCVs are getting good damage. Looks like, okay, both sides are going to lose a lot. A lot of it, two orbitals will be lost in the top left. Clem should be able to deny this bottom right as well. He might just click the pylon would be a good move, I think. And he's going to do just that. No, changes his mind, just kills all the cannons. Why not? So, remember that Clem, I asked him about playing MaxPax versus Hero in the last Big Fest. And he said that, yes, Hero sometimes just throws games, but generally, he knows that if he gets to end game against MaxPax, he can never beat him in like super late game. He feels like literally MaxPax should never take a map off him in end game, just with how good they both are at it. Whereas he feels like Hero is unbeatable in end game sometimes. So I remember him saying specifically that. He was like, oh, I think MaxPax is like pretty good up to a point, but then there's a point where he just like, the very end game, he's just doesn't know what to do as well as some other players. It seems like he's not as experienced there, and makes sense. MaxPax almost always wins in the mid game or the early late game, right? So he very rarely needs to go to late game. So I don't think he has as much practice there. Whereas Clem has, of course, done many, many games of doing that Terran thing where you're like, oh, we're being forced to late game, build 10, 15 orbitals, build the planetaries, build the ghosts, build the libs. So yeah, I think MaxPax maybe not his forte this stage of the game, and definitely something where Clem feels a bit more powerful against him. Be interesting to see what a Hero versus Clem endgame would look like after the patch. Definitely though, I mean, just on paper, it does seem like Terran is buffed there a fair bit more than Protoss. Disruptors do fire a little bit faster now, but it seems like right now the pro consensus is Disruptors are garbage, for supply, and they don't even one-shot a ghost. They're not worth building. Here we go, guys. Woo! Nukes the Nexus. Doesn't really do that much. It's more of a harassment than anything. Does he spot the mothership? That would be really valuable. But he doesn't spot the mothership, does he? He doesn't. Units lost time is now 15,000 in favor of Clem, by the way, guys. Here we go. Some people are saying carriers are garbage. I don't think carriers are garbage, but I think if they've already got mass Viking like this, it can be really hard. And it's very much predicated on you landing a big storm on the Vikings at some point or something like that. I think if there isn't already the right composition for Terran, because carriers are so generically decent versus everything, and quite amazing against some units, they can do really well. But if your opponent's already got a 3-3 mass Viking army microed by the best Terran in the world who refuses to sit in Storm, that's where it gets tough. Max Pax, backdoor bandit, let's go! All right, he's going to shove in the main. He needs to spread his units down and start force field / storming the ramp. He needs to move south right now because he needs room to retreat backwards. He didn't give himself room, so he lets the libs get a very far forward siege. He throws a time warp. He's got a recall. Okay, he's got a recall. He's stacking for the recall. Why is he not recalling? Did he already use it? Why is he not recalling? Why is he not recalling? He's stacking, but the recall's not working. He's got his control groups messed up. His control groups are messed up or something. Why is he not recalling? I guess he doesn't have any gas. Maybe he feels like he actually needs to fight here. It looked like he was stacking for recall. But he keeps not doing. Is he mis-scoring his hotkeys or something? He's got recall ready. He's attacking with zealots at the same time. There's a random carrier out front. I think this was basically him saying, I'm out of gas. I have no gas income. I need to win right now. Oh, man. What diddly damn. Chat saying the Storm now is bad for carriers because it kills the interceptors. It always killed the interceptors. I haven't seen anyone test that. I've seen people theory craft that. I haven't seen anyone actually show a video or an example of it's like, oh, it's significantly different. I think it was always if you sit in Storm, it was bad. It's maybe slightly worse now because of the radius. But I don't know, guys. Max Pax, dude, that was crazy. I guess he was just out of gas. He'd run out of steam. He had no gas mining. He couldn't get any of the middle bases up, which he probably should have taken. Obviously, we know in hindsight this. But like I'm saying, if he plays a lot of games like this against Clem, there's got to be some moment where you recognize, oh, he's just trying to survive. And if you can scout this, it's these command centers coming up. It's him going, you know, not just to 8 barracks and all that, but it's literally going to like 8 command centers at the 12-minute mark. And this is the point where if you realize they're doing that, and you're not going to try and just kill them with mass gateway and overwhelming and that sort of stuff. And even if you are, you should, I guess, immediately take these most dangerous bases, maybe focus more on one side. Like you could go bam, bam. I don't think you're ever going to get to mine that base because you're literally in sensor tower range. But if you take like this base, and then maybe 1 or 2 of these top left ones, and you try to transfer most of your probes, because you want to mine those out, and then in a few minutes, so like 17 minutes or whatever it is, like when does Clem really start getting a bit of map control? About 17 minutes, I think, is when he starts being able to push out, starts nuking. And even at this point, I think Max Pax still, especially if he had mass gateway or whatever, I still think he's got a bit of a scarier position where Clem needs a bit more time to mine, to build up this mass orbital, all that sort of stuff. If at this stage, maybe then you go, oh, okay, I got a few minutes mining, I need to abandon this base and this base, right? But then you're still already mining the corners fully, and you'll probably get to mine out both the corner bases, steal 2 of the middle bases that your opponent never gets to mine from, and that can just straight up win you the game, especially if you get the gas from these bases. As we saw, the gas is one of the most important parts of that end game. GG, well played though, guys. Fantastic comeback for Clem. And I guess this is the sort of game he was talking about with, yeah, turtle to late game. He still feels like he struggles with Protoss map control in the mid game. But the Ghosts are down to 2 supply. They're 125 hit points, so they're better. The Vikings 25 minerals cheaper. The Libs are much quicker to reposition when you're sieging groups of them now. So there's a lot of things that he feels like are much better, not to mention the energy recharge has been nerfed for Protoss. Yeah, GG, well played. Really well played by him. I think if you're going to play this Tempest style, generally what you'd want to do is come forward and actually build cannon battery, probably out here, somewhere out here. And you'd actually just have high Templars, cannons, and batteries and Tempests, and you'd just be looking to set up this army where your Tempests just shoot and pull back and shoot and pull back through a field of cannons and batteries and Tempests, and that way you can utilize this ridiculous income advantage you have. But remember what I said, you got to do it before the command centers extrapolate, before they get 13, 14 command centers, and they're maxed, and they have every upgrade, and they've got every bit of infrastructure, and there's turrets and planetaries and sensor towers. At that point, it's much harder to break through, but at this point, when they're still trying to establish this base over here, you know, you could potentially deny that. If you could be chipping at him with Tempest the whole time, that could be really big, but Max had, actually, I loved his micro. I thought it was amazingly good for the style he did, but he didn't really set himself up for that like pure siege style. He was like, I'm looking for recalls. I'm looking for time warps. I'm looking for big recalls in your main. I'm looking to fight you in a sort of front-on manner. And I think if he went full like old school Heart of the Swarm Hearthstone style and just started sieging him, it might have worked out a bit better. GG, well played. Let's go game 3. All right, guys. Max in the top left side of the map. Game 3, Taito Citadel. Taito is a little district in Tokyo. So, one of the wards of Tokyo. I googled that just before this game because I was like, what is it, Taito, anyway? Of course, this map has this cool area. I'd say it's the main feature of this map. You've got a watchtower in the middle with lots of sight blockers around it, as well as these little cliffs and these little bits of dead spaces. It's a pretty early probe, that is. This is, actually, no, that's just after gate, isn't it? Yeah, it's not that long to get across this map. Goes to some harassment. It does look like a single gas opening for Clem. I'm really thinking about the options for both players. MaxPax has already done his proxy gate of the series. Got himself a nice, easy victory. The question is, what's next? The question is, do we mix things up now as MaxPax? Do we go for Stargate? He almost never does that. I imagine it'll just be a standard blink opening for Max. The question is, like, do we stick with 4 gas before third base? I never see Protoss ever rush a third base anymore, right? Like, so not never, but so rarely. And I really wonder where top players are thinking in terms of a series. Like, when do you squeeze a fast third base into your build order? Because so many Terrans were so all in for a while there. If Terrans start easing off the 2-base all-ins, which I think we're going to see more and more, we might see players start to do the old 2-gate blink third base before robo build again. Very greedy build. If the Terran's doing a really quick 2-base all-in, but great against anything else. Alright, Reaper Marine hanging out, guys. Bunker coming up. Got a reactor building in the main. Factory there is almost finished. Command center's there. Taito Station is close to Akihabara. Right, that's where it is. You know, I never actually went there when I was in Tokyo. So many things to see there. And I was only there for a few days. Didn't get to go down. But, oh man, the food in Japan is so good. That's actually like the one thing. I remember whenever we've asked, like, hey, if you had to eat just one country's food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I remember thinking really hard. I was like, oh, maybe this one, maybe that one. And we were talking about it, me and my wife, and then we both at the same moment were like, wait, obviously Japan. We're just like, because you think about like Japanese curry, all the other good food, man, there's too much good food there. There's so many good varieties as well. Japanese barbecue's like top notch as well. Already 1 SCV, this is great damage for Max. Oh, he's gonna get 2. 2 SCVs. Clem should have rallied that towards the Marines to keep that guy alive. Ends up costing him. He's gonna send the Reaper and the Hellion out to scout now. It's also just the level of care and attention. Like, you know, there's a lot of bad food in Australia. And I think it's the same in, like, America and the UK from when I've been. There's just a lot of, like... There's a lot of people who are just willing to eat garbage for whatever reason in kind of the English-speaking West. You go to Japan, and, like, the crappiest place you go to is such a higher level than the crappy places in Australia. It's different, man. It's a different level of... I think, like, respect they have for it, and pride. Pride, I think, is the right word. I think they would be embarrassed to, like, serve crap food pretty much anywhere. Oh, Adept's coming in. Gets himself 3 SCVs and a Marine. Adepts finally are both cleared up there. That's a good start, though. It's slowed down Clem, it's kept him busy, and MaxPax does not know about the Stargate. Now, the problem for MaxPax is he's going 4-gate blink, guys. And against a Cloaked Banshee, this can win you the game. It can also mean you get to the other side, Prism, 4-gate Stalker, start attacking, and at exactly that moment, the Cloaked Banshee flies in and kills all your workers. And it looks like it's timing out for that to maybe be the case. He's moving out as the Banshee's getting close. Clem might actually want to wait a bit longer with this Banshee because he doesn't know that. We know that. The Banshee's about to go in. Cloak's almost ready. He needs to cloak before the pylon season. Remember, these pylons have big vision. Clem, you gotta cloak now. You gotta cloak now. You gotta give it away. Oh, he cloaks a bit too late. MaxPax should have seen that, and yet he didn't. No observer at home. No shield battery building. This is a disaster. The Banshee flies into the main. He warps in Stalkers. He needs to send the Observer back, but the Observer's gone towards the natural. He now rediverts it towards the main. He's still going to try and attack on the front because he knows he's got to do counter damage while he's waiting for that Observer to get in the main and defend. 9 probes go down. The Stalkers go into the natural. Good hot pickups here. Does get himself 4 SCVs already. Wow, good micro. Very good micro. Didn't lose a Stalker. But the Reaper Hellion's still out there, stopping him from taking a third. He needs that third so quickly. And he needs to find more damage at the same time. Clem here, 2 bunkers, a tank, a Viking, a great wall off in the main as well. And he's still got that Banshee on the other side. This Banshee's sitting at home. I'd love it to go across the map, actually, so we could pair those Banshees up and blast through any sort of shield batteries. Stalker's coming forward as well. All right, that's a lot of Stalkers, man. Dude. That's a lot of Stalkers. 4 + 7, 11. Could just use the int tab, but a lot of the Stalkers are at home. Dark Shrine comes in. Dark Shrine before third base is a bit of a choice. Incredibly slow he'll be next on his next thing. Oh, we got the bunker. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Didn't lose any Stalkers there either. Still hasn't lost a single Stalker this game. There's a mule. He accidentally dropped a mule on the other side. Clem! Or did he do that on purpose to, like, repair a Banshee or something? I don't think so. His Banshee's flown home. But he accidentally dropped a mule on the other side of the map. Clem panic misclicking and oh no, he loses his tank. Clem, not like this. Not like this. The Stalkers. They're going to take out the bunker. He does lose a few Stalkers now though. Oh my god, they just blinked forward. That's a mistake, right? He gets the Raven. I mean, that might be a tell. The way he just threw all of his Stalkers away to kill the Raven does Clem realize he's under a lot of pressure. There's a lot of thoughts going through his head that aren't, why the hell did you just throw that away? He's way over saturation on 2 command centers right now. Oh my, guys, he's way over saturation. No third command center. Finally, it goes down. He's on 55 workers on 2 base. What is happening? I mean, don't get me wrong, Max Pack's third is dangerously late as well. But here come 4 more Stalkers dropping in the main. There is a missile turret building on the natural. That is huge. That missile turret may save his bacon. The Dark Shrine is now erect, guys. That's right. It's standing firm, tall, turgid. You can see the veins throbbing with dark Protoss energy on the sides of that Dark Shrine. More Stalkers warping at home because he knows the Banshees are coming. But he's also got 2 Dark Templar on the front. Blinking in with the Stalkers would be suicide. He's going to wait, even with the Dark Templar, until Clem moves out, because he knows right now, chances are, Clem's got a scan, his army's there, he deals with it, you got to wait till Clem's on the map, then the Dark Templar go in, and it might force him all in. But can you even defend an all in if that's the case? Banshee's coming in, getting some damage. Max Pack's down on workers for a long time here, being too fancy with the Dark Templar. Perhaps not the way back into this game. He could have had a third base up and mining for a long time, but look at all this damage. The Banshees, man, 13 kills on 1, 3 on the other, 16 in total. Even Stalkers having to blink away to avoid dying to those. Dude, these Banshees are evil, man. Wow, it's so fair. Terran get flying Dark Templar. What a fair video game. Sorry, guys. Artos is playing Protoss in this scenario. I made that joke the other week, and I loved it when the guy in chat was like, oh, yeah, the flying Dark Templar that you needs to use energy to cloak, needs a tech lab and a tier 3 structure to build, can't be warped in across the map, and you need to upgrade the cloak before you can use it. Yep, that's totally the same unit. Good comparison, Pig. And I was like, fair call, man. You're spot on. The Stalkers are getting chased down. Max Pax needs to buy time for Storm. He's got to buy time for Storm. He's got to buy it. Ah, run away, Stalkers. Run. Run. Oh, so many are dying, man. So many. There's no concussive, thankfully, but Max Pax has lost so many Stalkers. He's going to recall. He's going to lose one anyway because Clem's going to click it. Oh, it survives. That was shocking. Well, it's all good, guys, because he's got the Dark Templar in the base now. They've killed nothing, though. There's a turret in the main. Looks like it didn't really achieve anything. I'll have to go back in the replay to check when it went in while everything else was happening. Storm is out. And remember, guys, this is Storm. Crazy 80 damage over 3 seconds. Best spell in the game. Could totally bring him back into this. Just kidding. It's not going to do anything. A Dark Templar ran in and just got killed for only getting 1 Marine. Storm could help, of course. It could be very big. I mean, the Storm is still very good, guys. I'm joking. I just don't think it's going to be the ambush storms that crush the army. Like, Max Pax has to get a 4th and defend for a few minutes. Or he can just go for Colossus on 3 base. That's another way of doing it. Here comes the Biotank. He's going to go for it. Nice Storm, but oh, the High Templar get blasted. The High Templar can't get in range of the Bio. Ow. Oh, that hurts. Dark Templar goes down on the other side as well. Yet again, Clem's defense has been on point. His bio is a little heavily wounded, though. He's definitely a bit too deep in the Protoss territory. He decides to put it back in his pants and go home. He snipes a Dark Templar. There is something deeply satisfying about that to every single Terran player. There is something deeply, deeply satisfying about that. Big thank you, Paddy, for the sub. Sad Screamer for the 5. Really appreciate you guys so much. If you guys are enjoying this series on YouTube, don't forget to check out Patreon. Links down below in the description. I have a feeling Clem's about to finish this series. I don't know for sure. Don't check how long's left in the video. Don't spoil it. But he is way ahead. He's forgotten concussive. He finally remembers. And Max Pax, he's got to spread his high tempo. He's only got 3. He's only got 3 and he doesn't see the army. He sees it now. He's got to get down here. He's got his first Colossus out. Can that help him survive his High Templar? He's going to try and spread one to the right, but he doesn't catch it with the rotating storm. And his High Templar are too clumped as well. He needs to send one forward. He doesn't have a lot of storm available. Hiding behind the Nexus. Great EMP to start. There's so many ghosts sniping the High Templar. Yes, some of the ghosts are going down, but look at that. EMP's the High Templar. No storm left. Clem does run straight back in, but dodges the storm, and he does seal the series 2-1. Very nice play by him. What a chaotic early game. And as I said, sometimes when you're going 4-gate Stalker, and they're going for that, this is just what ends up happening, where you're like, oh yeah, this is fine, right? You know, we'll go over it. And it's just at that moment when the Banshee flies in, you're not ready for it, and it doesn't quite work out. So let's see if those Dark Templar achieved anything. Obviously, he was waiting, but Clem's third was so late that he didn't move out. If Clem had moved out to take a third a bit earlier, moved his army out of his main at the same time, been distracted, pushing on the map, it might have been a different story, but as it was, man, the Banshees were keeping him real busy. The Prism finally tries to go in at this point, but he's like, nope, my observer sees there's too many Marines. He knows if he goes in, he's just getting stimmed. So the DT is like, look at this. He gets 1 Marine and then just dies. And that's also when the observer died. So I really didn't miss anything. He literally poked in, unloaded the Dark Templar, and that was it. Tried to come in and get some Zealots there. The Prism goes down. This DT kills a reactor or damages a reactor, gets sniped. I mean, this was just a complete shutdown. Really well played by Clem. Gets cheesed in game 1, turtles it out, wins in endgame game 2, and then game 3, essentially gets a lead with double Banshee and then plays rock solid behind it. It was a bit chaotic. There was a moment where he had 55 workers for a while there, but despite that, he does really well. And indeed, this was that moment I missed over here of this bunker dying. I just wanted to show you guys really quick. This is the last thing that I missed, and I always feel bad when I miss things with my observing, but it wasn't really a bad bunker loss by any means. Yeah, GG, well played. Hats off to Clem. GG, well played.